Hello friends, today we will discuss about cocubes mock test. So in cocubes mock test we have a section dedicated to reasoning, verbal ability and aptitude which is of 45 minutes. We have total 15 questions in aptitude. So ideally we have 1 minute for each question. Now let us take an example. So number 1 question in our mock test is, when three fair dice are thrown simultaneously, what is the probability that the first die shows up an even number, second die shows up an even prime number, and third die shows up a composite number? So basically this question belongs to a permutation. So we know that even numbers are 2, 4, 6. These are even numbers. In the dice we have 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So even number from all these are 2, 4 and 6, while prime number is only 1 here, and composite numbers are 4 and 6. We know that prime numbers are those numbers that cannot be divided by any number other than itself and 1, and composite number are those numbers that can be formed by multiplying two smaller positive integers other than 1 and itself. So now let us see that the probability of having an even number. What is the probability that the first die shows up an even number? Probability of even number is 1, 2, 3. There are 3 out of 6. So the answer is 1. The probability of having even number is 1 by 2. Now probability of having a prime number is 1 by 6. Probability of having a composite number is 4 and 6, 2 probabilities are there, so 2 out of 6. So we have 1 by 3. Now these all three events are independent from each other. So when we have independent events, then we have to multiply each other. Then we have to multiply them all together to get the answer. Now the probability is 1 by 2 multiply by 1 by 6 multiply by 1 by 3, the answer is 1 by 36. Now, the second question is, in a cricket tournament, each participating team plays once against every other team, and in all 36 matches are played, find the number of teams that participated in the tournament. So we have to find out the number of teams that participated in the tournament. This is the question which is belongs to combination, because every time two teams will be played. Two teams played the match, okay? Now, we will apply the formula NCR is equal to factorial n upon factorial r into n minus r factorial. This is the formula of combination. Now NCR is equal to 36. 36 is total number of matches which we have. Now here R is 2 because the match will be played between two teams. Now n factorial n oblique factorial 2 n minus factorial 2 is equal to 36. Now let us expand it. N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial oblique factorial 2 into n minus 2 factorial is equal to 36. Now they both cancel each other. Now n square minus n is equal to 72. N square minus n minus 72 is equal to 0. Now we are splitting the middle term. N square minus 9n plus 8n minus 72 is equal to 0. N into n minus 9 plus 8 n minus 9 is equal to 0. So n is equal to 9, which is our answer here. Now the remaining questions will be solved by Akash sir. Thank you all. Bye.
So hello guys, let's move on to the next question, which is the question number 3. Okay, so if f x y z is equal to x plus y into y plus z into x plus z, where x y z are decimal numbers, then find the function 13 to the base 4, 11 to the base 8 and 17 to the base 10. So basically what is going on, there is a function given in the question, okay, and that function performs a specific task. But the tricky part is that we have the three numbers x, y and z, and these three numbers are like 13 to the base 4, 11 to the base 8 and 17 to the base 10. So if you have seen my videos on the number system, then when there are different bases of the numbers and some specific function is to be performed, then the first thing that you should do is to convert all the other number systems into the base 10, which is the decimal system. Okay, so we have like 13 to the base 4. Okay, so first of all we will convert this 13 to the base 4 into the decimal system, and for that what happens is, like this is 13 to the base 4. So how does it get converted into decimal? To get a detailed view of it, just watch out the description link. Okay, watch out the video which is given in the description link, so that you get the entire methodology of converting any number system into the decimal form. Okay, you can just see for that yourself. So before that, just proceed to the question. So now we converted into the decimal number. So we have two digits 1 and 3. So 1 gets multiplied into 4 raised to the power 1 plus 3 gets multiplied to 4 raised to the power 0. So this is the way of converting any number system to the decimal system. Okay, so it is 4 plus 3 equal to 7 to the base 10. Now it gets converted to base 10. So what is 13 in the base 4? That equals to 7 to the base 10. So the other number is 11 to the base 8, which is 1 into 8 raised to the power 1 plus 1 into 8 raised to the power 0. So it is 8 plus 1 equal to 9. Okay, 9 to the base 10. And the third number is 17 to the base 10. So it is already in the base 10 in the decimal system. So now we are in a position to apply our function, which is f 13 to the base 4, which is 7 comma 11 to the base 8, which is 9 comma and 17. So what is that? It is x plus y, that is 7 plus 9 into y plus z, that is 9 plus 17 into x plus z, that is 7 plus 17. So it is 16 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 24. So if you do all the multiplication, you will get 9984 to the base 10 as the answer. Okay, so this is how you proceed on applying any function to different numbers which are there in different kind of number system. Okay, so here we had three different forms of number system. So the most simple way of doing this is to convert all other number systems to the base 10. I hope you get a clear view of how to go about solving these type of questions. Okay, let's move ahead to the next question. A non-zero number in base 5 is such that twice the number equals the number formed by reversing the digits. Find the number. So it can be quite confusing by looking at the first glance. Okay, so we have a non-zero number. Let us say that the number is xy. Okay, and it is in base 5. So a non-zero number in base 5 is such that twice the number equals the number found by reversing the digits. So let us say this is the original number, is xy to the base 5, and what will be the reverse of this number? It will be yx to the base 5, correct? Okay, so now for solving any sort of number system, first of all you need to convert it into decimal system. So that is a universal law. Okay, so how you convert the original number into decimal form? So it will be like x into 5 raised to the power 1 plus y into 5 raised to the power 0, so is equal to 5x plus y, and the reverse number will be y into 5 raised to power 1 plus x into 5 raised to power 0 equal to 5y plus x. Okay, now the question says that a non-zero number in base 5 is such that twice the number, which is twice the number xy to the base 5 is equal to number found by reversing the digits. So this is what the question says. Okay, so we have twice of xy base to the 5 is 5x plus y, so it is 5x plus y equal to, and yx to the base 5 is 5y plus x, so it is 5y plus x. Okay, so that comes out to be like 10x plus 2y equal to 5y plus x. So that goes like this. We have 9x equal to 3y, which means y is equal to 3x. Okay, we have y equal to 3x. Now we need to find out the number. In order to find out the number, we need to see it case by case. Okay, so we are given in the question that it is a non-zero number. Okay, so it is obviously not 0, and the original number we had considered is xy to the base 5. Okay, now remember that since it is to the base 5, the possible number of digits are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, because it says that it is a non-zero. Okay, so 0 cannot be there, so it can only be 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, so let x equal to 1. Any digit can be 1, 2, 3 or 4 because it is a base 5 number. Okay, so x is, let x equal to 1, then y is equal to 3. Okay, let us see the second case. Let x equal to 2, then y equal to 3 into 2, 6. Is it possible? No, this case is not possible. So the only possible case is x equal to 1 and y equal to 3, because as we increase the value for x, the value for y gets increased and it becomes beyond 4. So obviously this is not a number which is in the base 5. Okay, so this is the only possible combination. So the original number is xy to the base 5, xy to the base 5, which means x is 1 and y is 3, so 13 to the base 5 is answer. This is the number we are looking for. Okay, so 13 to the base 5 is the answer. Okay, so this is how we go on about solving these kind of questions. This can look quite difficult at the first look, but once you get a hold of it, once you are used to of converting any number system to the decimal system and then applying your logic, okay, this can be quite a game and quite a fun for you. Okay, so I hope you get a good understanding of how to go about solving these sort of questions. Okay, so next question. The number of red balls and green balls are in a bag are in the ratio 16:7. Okay, so if there are 45 more red balls than green balls, then find the number of green balls in the bag. So this is a question which is based on ratio and proportion. Okay, so the number of red balls and green balls in a bag are in the ratio 16:7. Like there are for the red balls, maybe we can say the red balls are 16x, then the green balls would be 7x. Correct. Now it says that if there are 45 more red balls than green balls. Okay, so if we see the difference of red and green, what comes up? So if we see the difference of red and green, what comes up? It is like red minus green equal to 16x minus 7x equal to 9x, and that difference is equal to 45. Okay, so 9x equal to 45, it means x equal to 5. Correct. So it says find the number of green balls in the bag. So how many are green balls? It is 7x. So green balls will be equal to 7 into 5, that is 35. Okay, so 35 is the answer for the green ball. So it is a very simple question. People may get confused in even such sort of questions, but it is quite a simple sort of question which comes in normally in cocubes exam. Okay, so you need to have a clear understanding of the concept of ratio and proportion. Do watch the other videos on this channel to get a clear understanding of it. Okay, it is quite a simple question, so let's move on to the next question. So once again, this is a question which is based on ratio and proportion. Like if x upon y equal to 4 by 3 and it says that y upon z equal to 2 by 3. Okay, then it is asking for the ratio of x is to y is to z. Okay, So in order to compare x raised to y raised to z, we are given two ratios or two fractions, okay, which is x upon y is equal to 4 by 3 and y upon z equal to 2 by 3. If you see both of these fractions, the only common thing is y. Y is common in both of them, okay. But we cannot directly compare x, y and z in this, because the fraction pertaining to y is different in both these cases, like x upon y equal to 4 by 3 while y upon z equal to 2 by 3. So we have to equate y in both the cases, okay. So in order to equate y, what happens if I just multiply this x upon y 4 by 3 into 2 in decimal, like in numerator as well as denominator. So it is 4 into 2 and 3 into 2, it becomes like 8 by 6. And for the other case, y by z. And for the other case, like if I multiply both of them by 3, so it becomes 6 by 9. So what I have done by multiplying this by 2 and 3 is that I have equated y in both of these cases, so that direct comparison can be made, because direct comparison can be made only when we equate the common part, okay. So the common part is y. We equate in both the fractions the value of y to equal, which is 6. So now we can have a direct comparison, like now we have x is to y equal to 8 is to 6 while y is to z equal to 6 is to 9. So 6 is common, y is common, we can have a direct comparison, okay. So x is to y is to z equal to 8 is to 6 is to 9. And now this is the ratio we are looking for. So these are the type of questions, like if different fractions or different sort of ratios are being given and we have to just combine them, then we look for the common part. The common part here is y, okay. So the common part here is y, so we have to equate the value of y in both the fractions so that a direct comparison can be made. I hope you get a good understanding of what I'm trying to tell you, okay. So this is not a very difficult question. If you have got a good understanding of this concept, then this is quite a simple question for you. We move on to the next one. The price of clock imported from Switzerland was rupees 1200. Okay. Due to devaluation of rupee, its value increased to rupees 2100. So what is the percentage increase in the price of the clock due to devaluation of the rupee? So the concept of devaluation of the rupee being given here, and you need not worry about it, because you need to take it in a very simple way. Okay, like the initial price. Let us see the initial price. The initial price was rupees 1200, okay, and the new price is rupees 2100. So you need not to delve into the concept of devaluation of the rupee and the things like that, okay. You need not worry about all this, okay. All you need to do is focus on simple things like this one. You need to find just the percentage increase in the price of the clock, okay. So the what is the percentage increase? Like the new price 2100 minus 1200 divided by 1200 into 100, that is the percentage increase. You need, I think I need not give you the complete explanation of how the percentage increase is being calculated for a number. It is new value minus original value upon original value into 100. That is a simple way of calculating it, okay. So we have, which is 900 upon 1200 into 100, okay, correct. So it is like 4 into 3 and 4 into 2, okay. So it is 225, okay. So then can we just further calculate it? It can be 75, okay. So it is 75%, okay. So this is the percentage increase in the price of the clock due to devaluation of the rupee, which is 75%. Next question. Okay, so the next question says that find the last digit of 2 raised to the power 412 into 4 raised to the power 428. So if we just simply see the question and start multiplying it 412 times, I hope we cannot complete it even in 24 hours, or maybe it will take around a month to complete that sort of question, okay. So we need to solve it smartly, okay. So the question is find the last digit of 2 raised to the power 412 into 4 raised to the power 428. Obviously we cannot just keep on multiplying them. So we are all just concerned about the last digit of this, okay. So for that we need to just individually take up the last digit of this 2 raised to the power 412, and then we need to take up the last digit of 4 raised to the power 428. and then just multiply those last two digits, and whatever comes up as the last digit, that is the answer. So this is the approach we are going to follow. So now what is the last digit of this? Let us see. 2 raised to the power 4 1 2. So we need to analyze it and understand if some sort of pattern exists for it. Okay, like for 2 raised to the power 1, what is the last digit? 2. 2 raised to the power 2 last digit 4. 2 raised to the power 3 last digit is 8. 2 raised to the power 4 last digit is 6. 2 raised to the power 5 last digit is 2 raised to the power is 32. Okay, so the last digit is 2. 2 raised to the power 6, it is 64. So last digit is 4. 2 raised to the power 7. What is the last digit? It is the 128 number. So last digit is 8. 2 raised to the power 8. So what is this? What is 2 raised to the power 8? It is 256. Okay, so the last digit is 6. So we can say that, like, if we see 2 raised to the power 412, it is clearly a multiple of 4. It is getting divided by 4. So this is the power which is a multiple of 4. And as we see, whenever a multiple of 4 comes up as power of 2, okay, the last digit is 6. So we can say that 2 raised to the power 412 will have its last digit as 6. Okay, first chapter is closed. Then comes the second chapter, which is 4 raised to the power 4 raised to the power 428. Okay, so let us see. The patterns like 4 raised to the power 1 will have last digit as 4. 4 raised to the power 2 will have its last digit as 6 because it is 16. Then 4 raised to the power 3, it is 64. Last digit is 4. And 4 raised to the power 4, it is 256. So last digit is 6. So we can say for every even power on 4, the last digit comes up as 6. Okay, so this is, since this is an even power, so the last digit will be 6. Okay, so the last digit is 6 for this and 6 for this. Okay, so these 6's will now multiply. Okay, so the last digit of this into last digit of this equal to 6, because 6 into 6 is 36. So the last digit is 6. Okay, so the last digit for all this is 6. Okay, so this is how we break down such sort of complex looking question. We have broken down into two parts. We have firstly calculated the last digit for the first part, then the last digit for the second part, and just we had multiplied them, and we got the last digit of the resultant, which is 6. Okay, so I hope you appreciate the effort we are putting in such sort of videos. Please hit a like and subscribe the channel. Okay, next question is, find the remainder of the division, which is 3 raised to the power 93 divided by 10. Okay, so next question is, find the remainder of the division 3 raised to the power 93 divided by 10. Okay, so let us see if some sort of pattern exists here also, like when 3 raised to the power 1 is divided by 10, then the remainder is 3. Okay, when 3 raised to the power 2 is divided by 10, the remainder is 9. When 3 raised to the power 3 is divided by 10, which is 27 by 10, so the remainder is 7. Okay, when 3 raised to the power 4 is divided by 10, what is the remainder? 3 raised to the power is 4. 3 raised to the power 4 is 81. 81 divided by 10 leaves remainder 1. Then 3 raised to the power 5 divided by 10, which is 243 divided by 10. So the remainder is 3. Then we have 3 raised to the power 6 divided by 10, which is 243 into 3. What is that? It is 729, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so the last digit is 9. So you can see the digits are now getting repeated, like 3 9 7 1 and then 3 9, and if you see it further, it is 7 1. So for every 4 times the digits are being repeated. Okay, so the power is, which we are concerned, is 3 raised to the power 93, and for this is the cycle of 4, like for every 4 times the digits are getting repeated. Okay, so how can we break 93? Like 93 can be written as 92 plus 1. Okay, and for every, we have to see the nearest multiple of 4 now, okay, because this cycle is getting repeated on every fourth term, okay. So like 3 raised to the power 93 divided by 10, this is what we need to calculate, okay. And if I say that, if I want to find out like 3 raised to the power 92 by 10, what will the remainder? So it is clearly divided by 4, okay. So this case will be applicable, so 1 would come up as the remainder. Similarly for 3 raised to the power 93, which is this case, okay. So 3 raised to the power 93 by 10 will leave the remainder as 3, okay. So that is the answer, 3 is the answer, okay. This was all about to make you understand about the concept, because the remainders are getting repeated on the cycle of 4, okay. And we need to find out the remainder when 3 raised to the power 93 gets divided by 10. So this is a cycle of 4, and we just find out the nearest multiple of 4. So the nearest multiple of 4 is 92, okay. So we just repeat on the cycle, okay. So this one case, which is the 3, this case is applicable in case of 3 raised to the power 93 by 10. So 3 is the answer. Next question. A number when successively divided by 4, 6 and 7 leaves respective remainders of 2, 5 and 3. What will be the remainder if the original number is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4? So this can be quite confusing at the first look, but I give you a very simple method of solving it. So this is a tricky part, okay. So you can just pause the video in between in case you want to just memorize the trick, or you want to write down the trick somewhere on your copy, okay. This will be very useful, okay. So let's see a number when successively divided by 4, 6 and 7. So we just write down all the divisors like this: 4, 6, 7, okay. Leaves respective remainder of 2, 5, 3. So we write down the remainder like this: 2, 5 and 3, okay. Now we need to firstly find out the original number, because the question is asking what will be the remainders if the original number is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4. But we till now we don't know about the original number. So all this we are doing it to just find out the original number. So how to find out the original number? Just writing down the divisors over here and the remainders over here, okay. Fine. Now we draw the arrow like this, okay. So the slanting arrow, which is the diagonal arrow, means we are going to multiply the values, and the downward arrow means we are going to add the values, okay. Like now we write down like this: 3 into 6, okay, plus 5, then the arrow goes towards 4, so entire content is multiplied by 4 plus 2, okay. This is how we do it. Like, so 18 plus 5 multiply by 4 plus 2, which is 23 into 4 plus 2, which is 94. So 94 is the original number. I hope you like the trick of finding out the original number, okay. So this is the original number we are looking for, okay. Now the question says what will be the remainders if the original number is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4. Now we are going to divide it successively by 5, 3 and 4, okay. So we write down we have to just perform the successive division. So we have the dividend, which is the number will be divided, which the next is the divisor, the number which will be dividing the number. Next will be the quotient, and next will be the remainder, okay. So the original dividend is 94. So the original number is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4. So first of all it will be divided by 5. So when 94 is divided by 5, what will be the question? It will be 18, and the remainder will be 4, because 18 into 5 is 90. So the remainder will be 4. Now this is a case of successive division. We write down the quotient obtained in the first step as the dividend for the second step, okay. So this goes over here. So it is 18 now dividend. So the second number is 3. Now it will be divided by 3. Quotient is 6 and remainder is 0, because 3 into 6 is 18, okay. Now this question goes over here, 6, okay. Now what will be the divisor? It is 4. Quotient is 1 and remainder is 2, okay. So what will be the question is asking what will be the remainders if the original number is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4. So the remainder are 4, comma 0, comma 2. So 4, 0 and 2 is the answer. So these are the remainders obtained when this original number 94 is divided successively by 5, 3 and 4. So basically there are two parts in the question. First, we get find out the original numbers using this trick, this one. Okay. Then after we got the original number, what we did was we just simply performed a successive division by individually writing down the dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. Whatever the quotient is obtained for the first step, that goes into the dividend part as the in the second step. Okay. So I hope you get the question. Okay. And just hit the like and subscribe the channel in case you are new to the channel. Okay. Next, two goats are each tied to two adjacent corners of a square plot of size 28 meter. So this is like this, that this plot is a square, let's consider it as a square. Okay, and it is 28 meter like this and 28 meter like this. So we have this square area and we have to find the area which is not grazed by the goats in the plot. Okay, so we have to assume like this. It is given in the question, two goats are each tied to two adjacent corners of a square. So maybe I would say that two goats are like this. One goat is this and the other goat is this. Okay, so they are tied to two adjacent corners of a square plot of side 28 meter with ropes 14 meter long. So this much rope is 14 meter and obviously 14 is half of 28. Okay, so this one is also 14 meter. Okay, so now the goat has started to graze, okay, with 14 meter long. So this is how she is tied to it and this is how she would graze, like this. Okay, like this she would graze. Okay, and the other goat would graze like this. Okay, so now we have to find the area which is not grazed by the goats in the plot, like this one area. Okay, this one. Okay, so first of all we have to find the area which is actually grazed by the goat. Okay, so what is the formula for area of section? Area of section, what is the formula? It is what? Theta by 360 into pi r square. Okay, and r is 14 here. Okay, because the rope is 14 meter long, so this is like this. This much is 14 meter. Okay, this one. Okay, because the goat can graze as far as the length of the rope is. Okay, so the radius is obviously 14 meter. Okay, now we have to see the area of the section which has been grazed by the goat. Okay, so what is this? Theta. Theta is this, and obviously it is 90 degree. This one, 90 degree. Okay, so what is the overall area of the section which is grazed by the goats? 2 into, because there are two goats. Okay, so theta by 360 is 90 by 360 into pi 22 by 7 into r square, which is 14 into 14. Okay, let us solve it. 7 into 2 and 90 into 4, 2, 2. Okay, and this 2 gets cancelled by this. So we have what? 22 into 14 and that is equal to 308. 308 square meter. Okay, this is the area of the section which is actually grazed by both of these goats. Now we have to find the area not grazed by the goat. So what is the total area of the plot? So total area of plot is 28 square. 28 into 28 is 784 square meter. So what is the area not grazed by goats? It is 784 minus 308. So what is that? It is 476 square meter. So that is the answer. 476 square meter is the answer. So this is the area which is not grazed by the goats. So this is a question which is actually based on concept of geometry and mensuration. Okay, so we move on to the next question. In a 1600-meter race. So this is a very interesting question which is based on the distances and the races. Okay, and this is a very logical question. Okay, so this is in a 1600-meter race, A beats B by 160 meter, and in the same race, A beats B by 340 meter. Find by what distance does B beat C in the same race? So it is a 1600-meter race. Okay, this is the starting point, this is the end point. So the overall distance is 1600 meter. Okay, now the question says A beats B by 160 meter. First of all, you need to understand the meaning of this statement. A beats B by 160 meter. What is actually meant by this? It means that when A is at the finish point, B is 160 meter behind A at that moment. So this is the distance 160 meter. This is the moment when A is at the finish point and B is 160 meter behind A. Okay. And then it says that in the same race A beats C by 340 meter. So C is somewhere like here. It is just 340 meter behind A. Okay. So now we have to say, find by what distance does B beat C in the same race. Okay. So now, will you just subtract this 340 meter from 160 meter? No, because this is the distance between A and B and A and C at the time when A finished the race. Now, you have to find the distance between B and C at that moment when B finishes the race. Okay. Now we can say that when A has covered 1600 meter, B had covered how many? 160 meter less, like 1600 minus 160. So it is what? 1440 meter. And what about C at that time? C had covered 340 meter less. So how much is this? It is 1260 meter. So we can say that when B covers 1440 meter, at that time C covers what? 1260 meter. Okay. Okay. So now we have to find out by what distance does B beat C in the same race. So we can say that C covers 1260 meter when B covers 1440 meter. We can say that. Okay. So when like B covers, we can say that when B covers 1 meter, C covers how many meter? 1260 divided by 1440. This is how much C covers when B covers 1 meter. Now we have to actually find out by what distance does B beat C in the same race. It means when B covers 1600 meter, then C covers how many? 1260 by 1440 into 1600. Okay. This is the unitary method. Okay. Like when B covers 1 meter, C covers 1260 by 1440. Similarly, when B covers 1600 meter, then C covers 1260 by 1440 into 1600. This is how we solve it. Okay. So now what we can say, it gets cancelled out. Like it can be cancelled out by 160. Like this is 10 and this is 9. Okay. And then it gets cancelled out 9, 1 and that is 140. Okay. So when B covers 1600, then C covers 1400 meter. Okay. So the question is asking, find by what distance does B beat C. Okay. So when B covers 1600, C covers 1400. It means that C is behind to B by how many distance? 200 meter. Okay. This is the distance between B and C at the moment when B finishes the race. Okay. So I hope you like the concept and the entire logic behind this. So we have not used any kind of formula for solving this, but we have used the common sense and the logic for solving this. Okay. Then the next question is based on time and work. A certain number of men can do a work in 24 days. Okay. So let the number of men be P, and they can do a work in 24 days. Okay. So let the entire work be W. Okay. And we know by the definition that MDH, man into days into hours. Okay. Like M1 D1 H1 upon W1 equal to what? M2 D2 H2 upon W2. Okay. This is the formula we know from the time and work concept. In case you are not aware of this, just watch my videos on time and work. Okay. So M1 is the original number of men, which is P, and they can complete it in 24 days, and we are not covering the concept of hours here. Okay, so we will ignore hours. Okay, so P into 24 upon W1 equal to, so if there, now the question says if there were three more men, the work can be done in 6 days less. So now if there are P plus 3, then how many days are taken? 6 days less, that is 18 days. Okay, and the work is same, W1. The amount of work is same in both the cases. Okay, so it gets cancelled out. So we have 24P equal to 18P plus 54. So we can say 6P equal to 54, which means P equal to 9. Okay, so these are the number of men, 9 are the number of men which were there initially. Okay, the 9 is the answer. So this question we have solved using the concept of man, days and hours in time and work. Next question. Next is the average age of a group of 10 friends is 15 years. Okay. A new friend joins them and their average age increases to 16 years. What is the age of new friend? So this is a question which is based on averages. Like the average age of a group of 10 friends is 15 years. So what is the formula for average? What is the formula for average age? So average age equal to the sum of ages upon the number of friends. So now the average is 15 and we are not aware of the sum of ages of these 10 friends, and the number of friends are 10. Okay. So it means that the sum of these 10 friends is equal to 150. The sum of ages of these 10 friends is 150. Okay. Now we have a new friend joins them and their average age increases to 16 years. What is the age of new friend? So let the age of new friend be X. Okay. So a new friend joins them and their average age increases to 16 years. So the new average is 16. And what is the sum of ages now? The original sum was 150 and a new friend joins them. So 150 plus X upon how many are total friends now? 11. Okay. So it is what? 176 equal to 150 plus X. It means X is equal to 26. Okay. So 26 is the answer. 26 is the age of the new friend. Okay. So this is all about the common sense. You have to basically use your common sense and logic behind solving these kind of questions. We move on to the final question, which is the question number 15 for this section. So we have the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest for 2 years on a certain sum at a certain rate of interest is rupees 64. Find the principal if the compound interest for 2 years is rupees 704. So let the original principal be P. Let's call it as P. Okay. Now, obviously, this question is based on the concept of simple interest and the compound interest. And what is the difference between compound interest and simple interest? Like in compound interest, the interest is calculated on principal as well as on interest for the subsequent years. While the simple interest does not consider the interest part, it only considers the principal part while calculating the overall simple interest. Okay. It says the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest for 2 years on a certain sum at a certain rate of interest is 64. So it means that compound interest minus simple interest is equal to rupees 64. Okay. So find the principal if the compound interest for 2 years is 704. So it says that compound interest is 704. It means what is the simple interest? It is 704 minus 64. So what is the simple interest? It is 640. Okay. So these are the values we have right now. Okay. Now what is the simple interest for 1 year? Simple interest for 1 year. What is simple interest? It is principal into rate into time upon 100. Okay. And since the simple interest is 640 for 2 years, so for 1 year would be 320 because simple interest remains same for each consecutive year. Okay. So simple interest for 1 year is 320 and what is the principal? We don't know P. And what is the rate? We are not aware of the rate till now. So P into R, what is the time? 1 upon 100. Okay. So we are not aware of that till now. Okay. Now what will we do? That we have to think about this because we need to just know the R part in order to know the principal part of it. Okay, fine. So what should we do now? Now, what we need to do is just think about it. What is the interest for 1 year on first year? Simple interest. Like, why is there is a difference between compound interest and simple interest? Like, I need to say, like, what is the interest for 1 year on first year simple interest because that is the root cause for the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Okay. And what is that? It is 64. Okay. And for 64, what is the principal? It is rupees 320, which is the original amount of simple interest. Okay. Just read the statement carefully. We are taking the interest for 1 year on first year simple interest. So what is the first year simple interest? It is 320. Okay. So, and what is the simple interest calculated on this interest for 1 year? It is 64 because 64 is the difference between compound interest and simple interest. Okay. So now we can like 320 into rate into time period upon 100 equal to the simple interest of 64, which is the interest or 1 year on first year simple. Okay. So going by that, we will have like this. We can say that the rate is 20%. Okay. So by using the logic, okay, we have calculated the rate of interest. Now, since we have the rate of interest and we have also like simple interest for 2 years. What is the simple interest for 2 years? This one. So simple interest for 2 years, SI for 2 years, what will be that? It is principal into now we know the rate 20 into time, which is 2 years. Okay, so what is this? It is like this 640 into principal into 20 into 2 upon 100. Okay, so like 20 into 5. So we have get cancelled out. This is 320. So principal is 320 into 5, which comes out to be what? Which comes out to be rupees 1600. Okay. So that is the answer we have. Okay. So principal is rupees 1600. So this was a very logical question. I hope you appreciate it. Okay. In case you appreciate our efforts in preparing this video, you just hit the like button and share with your friends as much as possible. Okay. Also, please do hit the subscribe button. Subscribe the channel in case you want more such videos regarding your preparation on cocubes, MCAT and eLitmus. Also, do not forget to join our WhatsApp group, link for which is given right there below. Okay. Do follow the playlist which is right there on the end screen. Just click on this playlist button and follow the all the videos as per the playlist. Okay, just join our WhatsApp group. Okay, and do comment in case you have any doubt. Whenever you will comment, I'll definitely reply to your comment. Okay, so I hope you like the video and happy preparation. So bye bye.